Morning and welcome back to the channel. It could be afternoon, you could be watching, it could be evening. I don't know. I'm not sat next to you. But whatever you're going on, hello. So, this is the bathroom we are currently cracking on with. There's a shower tray. I stuck those feet to it yesterday, but they've popped off during the night. Gravity is a heartless bitch. But it doesn't matter, they're only sort of, they'll stick to it perfectly fine. I'll put them back on, and then once the weight of the shower tray on them, done. I've got the most important thing, a cup of tea, start the day. So my plan will be, I'm going to get some of the wood that I picked up yesterday from Mr. Wicks's. I'm going to put doubled up, what do you call this, stud work across each length of leg. So we got like two, there'll be a bit that goes down that one, there'll be one that goes down that one, and that one, to give it like, what was it, about 45 mil, so about 90 mil raise. And then that'll give me the adjustment on the leg, so there'll be plenty of adjustment in the leg to then get over the waist. Beautiful. That'll be screwed down as well to the floor, so it's never going to move. Tray will go on top of those, and then that's it. I can start then getting the stud wall built at this end. So get that all like leveled up and done and built, because the tray is going to probably sit about this far away from the wall here. But what I might do is have a look over here, see if I can adjust for the pipe work and bits and pieces. So I'll get the tray down once I've got those bits of wood on, and then just have a little play around with it, see exactly where I want to site it, and then it gets secured in that position. And then apart from that, build the wall, and then hopefully get a bit of bonding across here, level that all off, same down that end, and that is basically it for the day. So not a bad day, because I won't be able to do any more until obviously all that down there has set and gone off, and it'll be aquaboarding and stuff tomorrow at some point, hopefully. But anyway, I'm gonna go to the van, get some wood, get some loads of bits and pieces. Picked up stud work, I picked up some OSB for the front part of this wall, the timber wall I'm gonna build. I also got the sink unit and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a bit to offload, and luckily I tweaked my back the other day, so this will be good fun. Right, so I'm outside, currently chopping my leg enhancer sizes. Is that a thing? I'm gonna go with it. Leg enhancer sizes. So there you go, there's one piece cut to 800, which is the width of the tray. But it won't be, like this end won't be flush with the end of the tray, because actually the tray's going to be pulled very slightly off of the wall, so that'll just give me that bit of space then to get the bit of plastic trim on to finish underneath it. So I'm chopping these up, and because half my stuff is still in storage and my tools are at my dad's and blah blah blah, I was like, ah, cock, I haven't got my chop saw. But no matter, because if you've got a, sorry, plunge saw, first thing in the morning, but I've got my circular saw, I've got a tape measure, and I've got a square edge. So all I'm doing is marking off my 800 there, putting my square on like that, and then all I do is line up that with the center just there. Hopefully you can see that. And then I'll pin, obviously, the tri-square with my hand, and then just run that through. And that keeping that on there, just make sure it runs through absolutely true and perfect. So there's a little top tip if you're without one, but you've got one of those and a tri-square, you can do perfect cuts every single time. And like I say, just making sure that you take into account the size of the blade and the position of everything, but you're not going to go wrong. If you can literally see, that's going to go through the center there. You are done and dusted. I hope that looked all right, because I couldn't see what I was pointing at the camera, but I'm pretty decent now, basically like Spielberg, so I'm sure it's perfect. So there you go. So here we go. Tray's on his first run. Chocks, you can see I've completely bespoke these bad boys, so now you can see at one end. So if you look underneath, obviously you've got the pipes in the corner, right at the back. So that just allows that to sit over the pipes. No bother at all. This little bit cut out is where the centre legs, the shortest legs, are going to be. So that allows my waste pipe to run through there. So when that's underneath, like it is, it fits over there. I don't know if you can see, it fits over there, and then obviously the legs that sit on it, and that's where the waste is going to go. Bespokey goodness. Righto, so these feet are now on, done, all in the right position. You can now see I've just got it chucked up in a second, just up off the feet, just so I can get the waste pipe running across. You can see where all these channels are now coming in handy to run across. These will get it down in a second. I just want to show you what I'm going to do is get that there. I'm going to make sure that I've obviously got a rise on it, so then that way I can get that done. I'll then get it glued at the joint in that position. I've measured it, if you could just see the hole and the pipe, so this just overlaps it a little bit. The angle doesn't show it very well. So once that's glued in place, I will then get the tray, drop it down, well, screw these into the floor first, and then I'll drop this down, and then where the hole is, I can then get access through this one. I'll then cut the pipe where it needs to be, because I can see where the hole is, get the waste glued in place, and that'll be the waste connected. And then from that point, I can then start leveling it and moving it up and down where I need to, and then start working on getting these walls built. Perfect. It takes a bit of funning around to get it all done, and if I hadn't got to raise it, I'd just have a tray in by now and all the legs raised up, but it's just what needs to happen, you know. Sometimes you sort of do these jobs and, you know, waist being in the wrong height, there's nothing to do about it. You've got to work around it, so that's it. But these ain't gonna go nowhere. They're bloody sturdy as anything, and like I say, these are all zipped together, so they're big old tough bits. You're never gonna move, so that's what we want. So perfect and happy days. And actually, while we're on that subject, what I've done is here, you can just see I've just chopped it up ironically just underneath it, gives it a lovely fall going down. But then before you solder that joint, one of the things you can do is put a mark across from the one pipe to there. So when I take this off and sort of glue around the joint, glue the internal, and I push it back onto here, all I need to do is line those two lines up, and I know the pipe will be at the correct angle. So there's a little top tip, because otherwise you'll be doing it blind otherwise, and that's just a pain in the bum. So put a little mark on there, line them up, you know it's exactly where you need it to be. Hello. Right, that is that in, done, levelled. The waist is now all connected. You can see it under there, looks very, very pretty. I've also tested it, so there's no leaks, there's no nothing going on, which is beautiful. So now it's onto the wall. So what I'm gonna do is, here's the wall, I wanna pan it out. So what I've got is, just have a look. And luckily for me, it's actually the perfect height to get into there basically. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna pad it, I'm gonna put it up against the frame, okay? The reason for my thinking is, when I put my aqua panel on, I want the edge, the corner, to be here. If I put this flush, I've got nowhere to really return the trim, and I've got to do a turn there. So I just think it would look a bit neater if it's there. Then I've got the space on the frame to pad out, to put the actual panel onto to do a return here. This will make more sense when I actually come to fit the aqua panel, but what I want to show you was like how you actually get fixings into tiles. So what I do is, I pilot, use a 5mm bit, wood bit. So I was making sure I've done it too low, so I pre-done this one, so I knew it was going to be the right height. So one there, one there, one up there, and then one at the tops of 4 fixings. But obviously, generally the 5mm like pilot bits aren't quite deep enough to go all the way through completely. That one kind of is, but for the point of this demonstration, just in case, I'll then widen up the hole with the longer bit. So this is actually a, what do you call it, a masonry bit. So see that? That's going to easily go through there. So I do the pilot hole first, then I'll put this all the way through. As I put it through, I'm going to level this to make sure it's exactly where it is. So when the drill bit actually goes through and hits the tile, it'll put a little mark on it for me. I'll then move this to one side, check where those little marks are on the tiles, and then I'll just drill through, put my raw plug in there, and then that's it. I can then put the screws through. I use 100mm, 6 by 100mm in these. So that'll go there. I'll do another one, exactly the same process over there. And then for the joints in between, I'm gonna use my nail gun, fire straight to the side, boom, 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 done. If you haven't got a nail gun, don't worry about it. Just use a normal impact driver or screwdriver with some screws. Done. But that's how you do it, see? Nice little process. I'll show you a bit more as I kind of come to it. So watch this space. Still put on my wall. I don't know what you expected. But I've now got the shower valve in place. See what I mean? So if you're fitting that Collies and Midas, these things, like I say, 30 quid or whatever it is, makes your life so much easier. So literally just 2 screws up, boom, boom. That's it in place. Get your pipe with your little bits on it, the internal bits, and then just push it up, in, all the way in, like that. With this, you get these little retaining clips. Push it on there, just so it never releases. And again. And that's it, done. So now once this wall gets built, the 18mm ply, now I'll step it off to there somewhere. And then this just gets cut back wherever it needs to for the valve to sit up flush against the surface. It's genius. I love it. And it makes my life so much more simpler. Done. How easy is that? Go out and buy one today. This advert is not sponsored, but it should be. That's it, I'm done for the day. But, check it out. There you go. Shower tray in, plumbed in, all the way sorted. That's all evened up now. ready for the aqua boards. That obviously in, ready to rock and roll. So tomorrow we'll be getting the 18mm ply onto this stud wall. Very nice. Once that's across there, then I'll drop a bit of silicone in, double check the security of the shower tray, and then basically, I think it's aqua panel time. Is it aqua panel time? I think it is. I can't think of a reason why not. So tomorrow is aqua panel, which will be bloody good fun because I've not done it before. So I'm really looking forward to that. So really happy days. I hope you like this video. If you'd like to watch more, there's plenty out there. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I shall see you tomorrow. See you later, everyone.